I was like sitting in this house this one day, and like there's like mice running around on the floor, and there's like, I'd open the cupboards in the morning and cockroaches would like scatter off the plates, and I'd have to like clean the plates before I could use them. And like, I got like dollar store cheese on top of like tuna on top of bread in the toaster oven, and it was like dairy style slices, so like the cheese didn't even melt. It would like curl at the edges and turn black, and like that's what I'm eating 3 times a day. Like, it's gnarly. And so I'm sitting there this one day, and I don't know if I'm listening to like internet radio or if we had a radio in the house or like what the fuck was going on, but this song comes on and I'm listening. Maybe it was like Spotify or something, and it was either like Drake or like G-Eazy. It was one of the big rappers that was like really like cracking at the time. And the song that came on was sort of this like commentary on their life as like a famous rapper. And they were sort of like complaining about it. It was like sort of this like, woe is me, like, oh, fame's so hard, and like having all of these like relationships is so difficult, and like and
not knowing which car to drive.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the pain.
Yeah. And I was just like sitting in this house that was like falling apart, that was full of rodents and bugs, and I was like, just like, I mean, I hate to use the word, but I was like offended by it. Like, I was like,
why though? There's an appropriate time to be offended.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Which you often point out, from my perspective,
for sure,
is when it's an inappropriate time to be offended.
Yeah, exactly.
These emotions should be used judiciously, and this is an appropriate time to be offended.
Yeah, so I was just like, man, like, this guy is like running down this like picture perfect life that like I would give anything to have, especially in like my present situation. Like, and I was just, I don't know, it just touched me. And it's like this just weirdest thing. Like, I had like half a cigarette left. I remember it like so vividly. Like, and it almost like, it sounds so storybook that like it almost sounds like illegitimate, but it's like the truth. And I heard this song, and I used to only write when I was smoking. So I was so pissed off about what I had heard that I was going to write a song about it. And I opened the cigarette pack, and there was half of a cigarette left. And I went out and sat on the front porch and lit the cigarette and started writing. And the first thing I wrote down was "Dear Rappers." And I started writing this like open letter to hip hop, criticizing the status quo of the genre and criticizing a lot of the rappers in the genre.
You teach me to drink, you teach me to smoke, you teach me to think every woman's a hoe.
I don't want your Xanax bars or your fancy foreign cars. Throw your money in my face and try to tell me that it's art. No, just a drug addict on TV.
I can't hear another fucking song about abusing medication that I had to take just to stay alive. There's more important shit than what you wear and where you live and who you fucking, what you drink and what you spend and what you drive. Rappers full of bullshit. Rappers just a marketing vehicle for the product that the man wants you to buy.
When it comes to holiday gifting, I want to give people things that they'll love. Beautiful, timeless pieces that they'll wear for years. And that's one of the reasons I go with Quince. Everything's premium quality at a price that actually makes sense. Quince has something for everybody, whether it's silk tops and skirts for dressing up, perfectly cut denim for everyday wear, outerwear that actually keeps you warm and looks good. Their Italian wool coats, they're standout pieces. They're beautifully tailored, incredibly soft, and they're crafted to last for seasons. Every piece is made with premium materials from ethical, trusted factories, and they're priced far below what other luxury brands charge. The craftsmanship, it shows in every detail, from the stitching to the fit and the drape. It's elevated, timeless, and made to wear on repeat. I personally am obsessed with their super soft Mongolian cashmere sweaters. For only $50, they look and feel amazing. Guys, find gifts so good, you're going to want to keep them with Quince. Go to quince.com/Jillian for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/Jillian to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Jillian. Jillian.
It's this really pivotal like moment in my life where like I'm usually very meticulous, over analytical about what I'm writing. Sometimes I'll write 8 lines and I'm like, that's good for today. Like I'll come back to this, because I thought so hard about how I wanted to phrase those 8 lines. But on this particular day, like I don't remember stopping to think what rhymes with this. I don't remember pausing to think, where's this going? It was like
You channeled it.
it was like literally like
Flowed through
God
you.
like looked
Yeah.
down at me that day and was like, you know what, kid? Like I'm gonna give you a fucking shot. And it just was like boom, and it just like came out of me into this fucking phone. And by the time like that cigarette was done, I had this entire fucking song wrote, and I just sat there on the porch and I just looked at it, and I was like, what the fuck did I just do? And I ran into the house, and Nova's like sitting in the bedroom, and I remember opening her door, and I was like, yo, I just wrote the song that's going to change our lives. Like, we need to shoot a music video to this right now. So she's like, you got to record the song. I was like, just set up the shit. I'm going to record it like right now. So like, while Nova's like pulling down this backdrop, we had like a paper backdrop, and we had like a $20 light from Amazon that she taped like a piece of red plastic over. So she sets up our one light and this backdrop, and I record the song on the computer, and we shoot this fucking music within an hour of, you know, writing the song. And I was like, hey, I need to release this now. And she's like, I don't know, I really think this could be like a special thing. Like, you know, maybe you should like run an ad on Facebook for it or something. And I was like, we don't have no fucking money. Like how the fuck are we gonna run an ad? So
Right.
I called my younger sister. This is like a moment where you really have to like swallow some pride to like call your baby sister and be like, I need to borrow money. So I tell my sister I need to borrow $200. So she gives me $200. I call my mom and I say, I just wrote the song that's gonna change our lives. I need to borrow $200. And like, I've been telling my parents I just wrote the song that's gonna change my life for 10
I was
years.
wondering about that.
So-
like, as a mom, like, would I be cool in that moment, or would I be a bitch?
Yeah.
Would I be like, I've heard that so many times?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you make
Yeah.
me think about that.
But they've always been like my #1 fan, biggest supporters, both of my parents. Like I've used this analogy a lot, but like literally, like if I told my dad, like at that point in time, like I want to make sandcastles for the rest of my life, he'd be like, I'll buy you a ticket to Florida and get you a bucket. Like he was like just my biggest supporter. So he tells my mom, like,
It's a good lesson.
yeah,
Actually.
yeah. So my dad tells my mom, like, give him the $200, you know, like just do it. So get the $200 from my folks. Call my buddy Brandon Hart, who's also a musician from Canada. He gives me $200. Call all these other people. Pool it all together. End up with $1,100. The next day, we drop Dear Rappers on Facebook. I put this $1,100 that I'd borrowed from everybody onto this Facebook ad, and the next day it's got 1.2 million views. And like, life changes. Yeah.
As a businesswoman, if social media ads are like the bane of my existence,
Yeah.
and we often need to utilize
Yeah.
them, whether you're selling a fitness app or a vitamin, or I mean, every single thing now is DTC, and it's kind of a hellscape every day. Oh, they changed the algorithm. Oh my God, we got to turn off this campaign. There's geniuses that are assigned to manage these campaigns.
Yeah.
Like how to create the campaign and how to market the freaking campaign and who to target for the campaign. Oh, you can't target anymore on the computer. It is hell. And if you'd said, I'm going to take $1,100 and I'm going to run an ad, I would have been like, oh, honey,
That's not gonna
this
work.
is not going to work.
Yeah.
You're going to lose $1,100.
Yeah.
Like, now, everything that got us here. Do you talk about the moment that you wrote Dear Rappers and that it felt divine, but from the outside, it seems like all of it was
100%. Yeah.
like you don't craft a messenger with cotton candy. You know, anybody who is going to be that voice has to go through hell, I think, or people don't identify.
Yeah, totally. And like looking back at it, it's very difficult to know that in the moment, but like looking back on like addiction and mental breakdown and like, especially the mental breakdown, I always like sort of, I thought that was like the worst moment of my life. And it was the worst moment of my life, but it was also the best moment of my life. It taught me like so much about myself and like how resilient I can be when I need to be, and like how strong I can be when I need to be. And that moment essentially is like what got me sober. And if I wasn't sober right now, I'd be dead. So like the worst moment of my life ended up turning into like the best moment of my life, because it birthed everything that came afterward, right, including Dear Rappers and everything else. So yeah, it was a pretty
I think J.K. Rowling says that rock bottom is a fantastic foundation to build the rest of your life on top of.
100%.
I'm almost sure that was her.
100%.
And she's got the, you know, I went to a coffee shop, living out of my car, and wrote Harry Potter on a napkin. The idea for, and it's the same. There's another, you know, you talk about how you were writing the kind of music you thought people wanted to hear until the day you wrote what was in your heart. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think so much of this, it seems like the universe was almost trying to break you. Like, no, not that. Nope, that's not going to work. I'm going to join you.
Yeah.
Since we're doing it.
There you go.
I'm right there with you. I'm double fisting though, because I got the coffee as well. I find that in my own life in particular, if I'm on the wrong path, I just get my ass kicked until I'm on the right one.
Yeah.
I pursued a career in the entertainment industry and just, oh my God, to the point that I got blackballed out of that business, much like you did with wrestling. And it forced me back into fitness training, which I hadn't done since I was in my early 20s. Wasted all of this time in the entertainment industry thinking I was going to be like a talent agent and a motion picture packaging agent, to get myself blackballed out of the industry and forced to have no choice but to get back into being a trainer.
Yeah.
And the moment you called your sister is like the moment that I had to put like an ice pack on some kid who was an assistant. Well, I was an agent at a talent agency. And I always say, worst day for your ego, best day for your soul. All right, guys, if you like this clip and you want to watch the full episode, click here. And if you want more content like this, you can subscribe to the show by clicking here.